Nancy and David with Soulfish. We're on a very bumpy road right now, heading to Parson's Creek Trail. I think it's actually called Parson's Trail in Clarkdale. This road is really bumpy and it's going to get worse. We've been on this once before, but wanted to show you kind of the ride in. Hopefully I won't drop the phone doing it. But it's a really cool place, kind of a unique one for Arizona, so we thought we'd share with you today. Whoa! A mix of the Sedona red rocks with more of like the Phoenix white rocks where it's more dry. It's very pretty. Here's David. You can see he shaved his hair. Well, I shaved his hair. The heat was getting to him. It was time. So we're here at Parson's Trail. And you can see there's a cave up there, and then down here is where all the greenness starts. You can see like the creek starting, and you can see how the green just winds through the canyon from all that water source. I was reading a review on the All Trails app, and someone said that there's been Bigfoot sightings here. I don't know, but they said they were on the trail, and on their way in, her boyfriend threw a couple rocks into a cave, and on the way back they heard growling, and the 2 rocks got thrown back at them. So who knows? Who knows? But we've been here before. It's pretty peaceful, so we're going to head on down and chill out and hopefully not see Bigfoot.
You okay to what? Okay. I'm gonna walk out this little stream over there. Woo!
It's nice and cool, feels great. It was a hot hike in. It wasn't as shaded as last time for some reason. Maybe it was just cooler the last time we were here because it was winter time. That's probably it, but water feels great. It's so nice and cool. There's lots of dragonflies. Gosh, this place is fantastic. So we're hanging in the shade. Feels good. Feels good, you know.
Something about processed meat when you're hiking.
Although that's probably the least processed. It is uncured turkey sticks, but It still is chopped up.
There's something really good about
something about like jerky and beef sticks and things like that. If you're a meat eater, it's good. It is good. Feels good to be out here. It's nice to escape to something that feels different. Even though we live pretty rurally and we don't have a lot of people around us, it's just nice to get out of the house, not be around people, just kind of escape. There's a lot of fear and anger going on right now, and it's easy to get caught up in it, you know. It's easy to just kind of catch yourself watching things that you shouldn't watch or reading things that you shouldn't read, because it doesn't really help you. It's okay to know what's going on and be conscious of what's going on, but not to feed into it and not let it take over you. And
Well, it's really like that same story repeated again by different people, right? It's like, because usually you gravitate towards a certain perspective, right, or something, and then you're getting 5 people telling you the same thing about this story, right? Like,
yeah, because you also
it's the
tend
same
to, yeah, it's like
details, it's like
you watch the same
regurgitated.
channels.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
you're
like-
watching the same TV channels or the same YouTube channels, and they feed your point of view,
right?
and it
So
just ires you.
Yeah, so you start to say, well, what am I consuming in that way, right? So it's not, it's okay to have a little bit, it's okay to understand what's going on, but when it starts to, you know, bring up other things in you, or you start to feel like you're going along with now, you know, that you're gonna, you know, buy into whatever this kind of, you know, compartmentalizing thing is, right? Because, you know, as soon as you say it's we of us, you know, it's just us, or you're automatically saying there are people who aren't part of us, right? So, and I don't know that that's not part of the human condition anyway. And so I'm not trying, I guess, to make a bigger discussion about that as much as I am about, you know, how you're spending your time now. You know, we chose to come out. We live in a fire air place, right? We're in a fire air place,
Yeah.
and earth, obviously, right? But you know, it takes the 3 elements. You have fire, you have air, and you have water, and those 3 elements get condensed down into earth. So I know it's not a lot of what we've been taught when you look at the medicine wheel and things like that, but it's really how the energy works, right? And so we come to a water place because we live on an aquifer, so the water is running. Oh my gosh.
I know, I'm like, all these bugs.
Okay, so we live on this aquifer.
All of a sudden, there are these little bugs. They're really cute,
They are
but
cute,
they're
but
just
they're
like everywhere. Okay,
They're
good.
cute until they go up your nose. and
Yeah,
then
or
they're
in your
not so
mouth.
cute. Yeah.
And then you eat them.
So so we live on this aquifer. So we have this water running underneath our property, right? This ancient kind of stream of water running under our property. But it's not like we get to touch it. You know, it's not. You can't put your feet in that. It's about 900 feet deep, so it's not like it's very different, right? So. So you still get it, but you get it in a very different way, because in that particular space we're in, it's more about fire and air, right, and earth.
Yeah, my
And the
first
water's
summer in the
underneath.
desert, it was like, I was so desperate for water. And we didn't have many monsoons that summer, and you get a lot in the summer usually, but we didn't that summer. And so I was really feeling dried out. Like, I was desperate for water, and so finally we went to a different creek than this one in Sedona. I think it was Buddha Beach. And we just like sat down in the water, and it lifted my spirits so much just to have that water on me. Not only just to cool down, but just to feel the water, because there really wasn't anywhere to go swimming, and I didn't want to go to the public pool or anything. I wanted just to be in the water and be at peace. And
But we also like moving water, like we'd rather
Yeah,
be like
natural
river,
water.
stream,
And-
ocean.
yeah,
we don't
outdoors
we
in the
don't
quiet.
We're less about the lake, as
Yeah.
much. So
it
That's just us.
was life-saving. So, we learned that when it starts to get really hot here, which is right around now, like grabbing a swimming hole, like knowing where to go. Our son's really great at finding all these swimming holes that very few people know about. So he goes and like jumps off cliffs and does all kinds of great stuff with his friends. But he turned us on to a few that we go to, but you just kind of discover places, and being in the water here for me is critical. Like,
And out here in Arizona anyway, we were in Asheville, North Carolina. So when you're in the woods there, and I grew up over there through all those southeastern states, and so when you're in the woods there, it's a lot of trail stuff. You have the Appalachian Trail and some other
Yeah.
stuff, but I mean, you have a lot of trail stuff going on, and then you kind of skirt off the trail and camp out if you want to kind of get away from people, and then you kind of get back on the trail and go, right? Out here, it's a little different. Like, you have trails, but it's almost like
You can bushwhack pretty much anywhere.
yeah,
Like, you
it's
can
almost
just
like
go
your
off the
starting
beaten
point
path.
is the trail, so that you know
Yeah.
how to get back home. But you kind of find the trail, and then you find your point you're leaving, and you kind of go off somewhere, and it's very neat because then
You're not required to stay on trail. Like, you don't have to follow. Like, it's nice to follow a trail and just see what's there, especially if there's spots you want to see. But to know that you can just like park your car anywhere and just hike out.
It's
you
pretty
don't.
cool.
Yeah, especially closer to Sedona, there's not a lot of tall brush, so it's easier to kind of like bushwhack, and just because you can see where you're going. And there's like you discover caves and petroglyphs and like all kinds of cool stuff. It's not something I ever experienced growing up on the East. I grew up in New Jersey, and then lived in the Southeast for the other half of my life with David, but it's really pretty incredible. So we're gonna go enjoy our day, and we hope you enjoy yours too. Thanks for being here.